When considering the impact of extending the school day, it is essential to look beyond academics.
If school hours are extended, this will throw off family dynamics. Current school schedule does not align with the standard working hours of most parents.
There are significant drawbacks that cannot be overlooked.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this, our 7th encounter in round 1 of the Caribbean Union Bank Intersecondary School Debate Series. It is our final encounter in this round, and I know that you're quite curious as to why I said encounter 7. The last time we were here, I did say that we would have had an encounter 6 between the Irene B. Williams Secondary and the Seventh-day Adventist Secondary School, but unfortunately, the Irene B. Williams withdrew at the last minute, so the Seventh-day Adventists will automatically get a bye into round 2. So this evening, we have Encounter 7, and this evening's debate is set to be a dynamic and engaging exchange as both teams present well-supported arguments on a significant and timely issue. And our mood for this evening is the government's plan to extend the school day will be more beneficial than harmful to students in Antigua and Barbuda. I repeat, the government's plan to extend the school day will be more beneficial than harmful to students in Antigua and Barbuda. Both teams are fully prepared to defend their position with logic, compelling evidence, and persuasive delivery. This evening, we have 2 outstanding schools competing. The PSS Secondary School, who will argue in favor of the motion or proposing team this evening, and the Trinity Academy, who will contest the motion as the opposition this evening. Now, let's meet our teams, and we begin with the proposing team, the PSS Secondary School.
Good day, everyone. I am Kanique Twits, and I am the first speaker of the Pierce Secondary School.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Shade Edwin, and I'm the second speaker for Pierce Secondary School.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Janai Hazelwood, and I am the first standby speaker.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Shakira George, and I am the second standby speaker.
Please give a warm welcome to Team Pierce Secondary. We now move to the opposing team, the Trinity Academy.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Dahaja Peters, and I'm the first speaker for the Trinity Academy.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sunday Monroe, and I'm the second speaker for Trinity Academy.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Faith Francis, and I'm the first standby speaker.
Kindly welcome our team from the Trinity Academy. This evening, adjudicating this debate is a distinguished panel of judges who will evaluate each team based on presentation, delivery, their rebuttal strength, and teamwork. Our judges for this evening are Mr. Gavin Emmanuel, Director of the National Archives, Antigua and Barbuda. Mr. Shava Maloney, Marketing, Communications and Commercialization Officer, UWI Five Islands Campus. And Mrs. Heidi Francois, Educator for over 20 years, and now works within the Education Broadcasting Unit. A gentle reminder, as I do every evening, ladies and gentlemen, that our judge's decision is final. I will also at this time remind you of this evening's debate format. As you can see, each team consists of 2 speakers. The first speaker will have 5 minutes in which to make their presentations, while the second speakers are allotted 3 minutes. A bell will chime once at the 4-minute mark and twice at the end of the 5 minutes for first speakers. And for the second speakers, the bell will chime once at the 2-minute mark and twice at the conclusion of the 3 minutes. The rebuttal phase follows with 3 minutes allotted for each team's response. Our official timekeeper for this evening is Miss Aisha Lynch. Now, let's begin this evening's debate. But first, a message from our sponsor, Caribbean Union Bank. And when we come back, you will hear from our debaters.
Driven by you, we're better every day. Driven by you, together a brighter way. Caribbean Union Bank, you matter to us. Caribbean Union Bank, our people, our purpose. Every day at Caribbean Union Bank, we are committed to creating the kinds of products and services that you want and need. We are not just a bank. We are your partner on your journey to financial freedom and success. Because we are driven by you. Driven by you, we're better every day. Driven by you, together a brighter way.
Welcome back to this, our 7th encounter, or final encounter in round 1 of the 2025 Caribbean Union Bank Intersecondary School Debate Series. This evening, we have 2 teams, the Pierce Secondary School and the Trinity Academy, debating the mood, the government's plan to extend the school day will be more beneficial than harmful to students in Antigua and Barbuda. To begin this evening's proceedings, please welcome the first speaker from the Pierce Secondary School. Please put your hands together for Miss Kanique Thwaites.
Good day, esteemed judges, Madam Moderator, respected opponents, and attentive audience. Today, we stand in firm support of the motion. The government's plan to extend the school day will be more beneficial than harmful to students in Antigua and Barbuda. As a critical investment in human capital, education enhances skills, knowledge, and innovation, directly contributing to increased productivity and economic growth at both individual and national levels. Recognizing the importance of education, the government of Antigua and Barbuda decided last year to increase school hours. A pilot project was introduced at the Cernova Richards Academy and the Glanville Secondary School, the Daily Observer 2024. With this plan initiative to be expanded for more structured learning time to enhance academic performances, skill development, and social well-being, Antigua and Barbuda News 2024. Our argument will focus on 5 key benefits, of which I will discuss. 1. Improved academic performance. 2. Enhanced extracurricular activities and skill development. 3. Reduction in juvenile delinquency and social issues. While my colleague will discuss alignment with parental work schedules, integration of technological and digital literacy. To these points, we will demonstrate that extending the school day is a forward-thinking initiative that prioritizes educational and social development needs of students in Antigua and Barbuda. My worthy opponents, more instructional times means that students have additional opportunities to grasp new content, refine their skills, and apply their knowledge meaningfully. According to Fabman 2015 in, and I quote, "The case for improving and expanding time in school. A student cannot excel in any subject without significant time dedicated to learning and practicing. Extending the school day allows for deeper engagement with the curriculum and personalized academic support. Remarkably, data from the Antigua and Barbuda Seventh-day Adventist Secondary School suggested that extending the school day has reaped benefits academically, with the school day extended by an hour each day. Ultimately, the government's plan to extend the day is not just a policy change, but an investment in our students' academic success. This is a step in the right direction for the future of education in Antigua and Barbuda. Extending the school day provides a valuable opportunity for students in Antigua and Barbuda to engage in extracurricular activities and skill development programs that enhance their overall learning experiences. Studies show that additional instructional hours and create opportunities for students to participate in structured extracurricular activities such as music, sports, arts, and vocational training, which are crucial for their holistic development. Gregory et al. 2024. For students in Antigua and Barbuda, where access to structured extracurricular activities outside of school is limited, this initiative ensures that all learners, regardless of backgrounds, have equal opportunities to develop their talents and skills. Therefore, extending the school day is not just about academic. It's about nurturing well-rounded individuals who are prepared to contribute meaningfully to society. Madam Moderator, when considering the impacts of extending the school day, it is essential to look beyond academics and recognize the profound social benefits this initiative brings, particularly reducing juvenile delinquency and social issues. A study by Mount Vinas 2022 highlights the effectiveness of longer school day as a preventive measure against youth involvement in crime. The rationale is clear. When students are occupied with constructive educational activities, there is less opportunities for them to be drawn into negative behavior. For students in Antigua and Barbuda, where communities are not immune to challenges like peer pressure and the temptation of delinquency, extending the school day offers a protective layer. Furthermore, additional time can be used for counseling, mentorship programs, and life skills training, all of which contribute to better decision-making and resilience against anything negative. According to an article entitled Pilot for Extended School Hours Launches at 2 Secondary Schools Today, published in the Daily Observer on Monday, 6 January 2024, the Director of Education, Claire Brown, stated, and I quote, "The initiatives come at a time where discussion about extending school hours have intensified, particularly in response to the increase of incidents of violence at school among school-aged children. Mr. Brown stressed that the program's primary goal is educational enhancements rather than mere supervision. Attentive audience, education is the foundation of progress, and by extending school hours, we are investing in a future where students are better equipped to succeed academically, socially, and professionally. Reducing unsupervised hours minimize the risk of delinquency, ensuring students spend their time in safe and productive environments. We must ask ourselves, do we want an education system that merely maintains the status quo? Or do we want to embrace a solution that fosters academic excellence, skill development, and social well-being? The answer is clear. Extending the school day is not just about improvement, but a necessary step towards a brighter future for our students and our nations. Thank you.
Thank you, Kanique. That was Kanique Twaits, first speaker from the proposing team, the Pearce Secondary, and she presented her argument in a time of 5 minutes and 41 seconds. We now move to the first speaker on the side of the opposing team, the Trinity Academy. Please welcome Miss Deija Peters.
Good afternoon, Madam Moderator, esteemed judges, worthy opponents, listening and viewing audience. Today, we were given the motion, the government's plan to extend the school day will be more beneficial than harmful to students in Antigua and Barbuda. I strongly disagree with this statement. Whilst the government thinks that this will do more good than harm, there are considerable risks involved in proceeding. These include the following. Firstly, the impact it poses on students' mental health. I am a student of the Trinity Academy Secondary School. My school ends at 4 p.m. every day. Whilst there are advantages to this, I would be lying if I said my mental health hasn't been affected. Last year, I was so consumed with SBAs, I became physically ill. This year, I feel extremely drained. However, I continue to push myself. As well as getting out of school late, I have other obligations, including household chores, homework, Google Classroom assignments, and SBAs to complete. All of these factors pool together and become increasingly more stressful, and eventually it takes its toll on a child's mental health as well as their overall physical well-being. Secondly, this will cause confusion within the home. Students have other obligations outside of school, including picking up or caring for younger siblings, preparing dinner, cleaning the house, etc. If school hours are extended, this will throw off family dynamics and cause conflicts within the household. Moreover, this will leave students with less leisure time, so they will be unable to rest after a long day of school, leading to students feeling burnt out or drained. For example, an individual may have to prepare dinner, wash the dishes, tend to their younger siblings, do their homework, as well as complete SBAs. Now, what time does that leave for that individual? They have no time to rest or take a break because they're simply consumed by the number of tasks they must complete. This will eventually lead to depression, sickness, or even suicidal thoughts. Thirdly, they will not be able to partake in certain extracurricular activities, which may further lead to depression, a decrease in physical health, etc. Students do have lives outside of school, and they have other opportunities and activities they may want to partake in. If school hours are extended, they will face difficulty in participating in said activities, causing them to miss out on something they may be passionate about. I can say, although school has brought me a number of opportunities, such as debate, I have also missed out on a significant number of opportunities or activities that I wanted to participate in order to balance my school life with my social life. For example, an individual may want to play football, but his school ends at 4 and practice starts at 2. This causes this individual to lose his opportunity to play football. Although the aim of this is to enhance the overall performance of students, it will actually cause various areas of a student's life to be affected, such as their quality of learning and their overall physical and mental well-being. In addition to the exhaustion and the stress, this can lead to poor academic performance, a decrease in emotional well-being, and an increase in violent behavior. To conclude this, although the government aims to benefit with the outcomes of this plan, it is more harmful than beneficial to students. The government needs to look at the mental, physical, and emotional strain this will put not only on students, but on teachers, parents, and on the Ministry of Education. Thank you.
Thank you, Dihija. That was Dihija Peters, the first speaker from the opposing team, the Trinity Academy, completing her argument in a time of 3 minutes and 52 seconds. With the first round of speeches concluded, we now turn to the second speakers. And we begin with the second speaker from the Peers Secondary School. Please welcome Shade Edwin.
Esteemed judges, respected opponents, and distinguished audience, good afternoon. I stand before you to further expand on why the government's plan to extend the school day will be more beneficial than harmful to students in Antigua and Barbuda by demonstrating how this policy fosters both family stability and national progress. Madam Moderator, the structure of the school day plays a crucial role in shaping the educational experience of students and the daily lives of their families. Locally, the current school schedule does not align with the standard working hours of most parents, leading to significant challenges. The typical school day in public institutions run from 8 a.m. to 1:30 p.m., while most working parents have jobs that extend until 4:30 p.m. or later. As a result, parents are often facing the difficult choice of adjusting their work schedules, incurring additional expenses for after-school programs, and unfortunately, parents are forced to leave children unattended, all of which can cause dire consequences. According to Walden University 2024, extending the school day to align more closely with the standard working hours can alleviate these burdens. Parents can maintain their employment commitments without the added worry of securing after-school care by keeping students in a supervised environment until 3 p.m. or later. This adjustment, Madam Moderator, not only supports family stability, but also enhances the well-being of students. My worthy opponents, digital literacy has become essential for student success in the modern workplace. Chanda et al. 2024. The government of Antigua and Barbuda is committed to integrating information and communication technology, ICT, into its education system to advance key strategic priorities. Sounds good, doesn't it? However, how often are we asked to engage in the school activities at home because there is not enough contact time at school? By extending the school hours, educators can allocate more time for students. Throughout this debate, we have presented clear, well-researched, and compelling arguments in favor of extending the school day in Antigua and Barbuda. We have demonstrated that this will enhance academic performance, provide opportunities for extracurricular activities, reduce juvenile delinquency, alignment with parental work schedules, and integration of technology. Education is the foundation of progress, and by extending school hours, we are investing in a future where the students are better equipped to succeed academically, socially, and professionally. Reducing unsupervised hours minimizes the risk of delinquency, ensuring students spend their time in safe, productive environments. Our opponents may argue about the potential downsides, such as fatigue or logistical challenges, but these concerns pale in comparison to the overwhelming benefits of an extended school day. The government's pilot program can transform education in Antigua and Barbuda. Are you really opposing an extension of the day, which can lead to better educational outcomes and life skills? That's absurd, my worthy opponents. I rest our case.
Thank you, Shade. That was Shade Edwin, the second speaker from the proposing team, the Pierce Secondary, presenting her argument in a time of 3 minutes and 44 seconds. We will now hear from the final speaker in the prepared presentations. Please welcome the second speaker from the Trinity Academy, Sunday Monroe.
Good afternoon, Madam Moderator, esteemed judges, worthy opponents, listening and viewing audience. I'm here to stand with my partner in her claim that the government's plan to extend the school day will be more harmful than beneficial to students in Antigua and Barbuda. While the intent may be to improve academic outcomes, there are significant drawbacks that cannot be overlooked. Firstly, the increase in resource strain, which impacts both parents and teachers. Which impacts both teachers and students. Due to the fact that there will be more work, which means more resources will be used at quicker paces than before. There's also an increase in ineffective learning due to stress, burnout, lack of sleep, and overall loss of interest. This crucial balance between education and personal life will be disrupted, potentially leading to negative impacts on mental health and physical well-being of students. Secondly, this plan places an additional burden on school staff. Teachers are already stretched thin with lesson planning, grading, and supporting students in the classroom. Adding more hours to their already demanding schedules could lead to increase in stress levels and possibly burnout, ultimately affecting the quality of education they can provide. Thirdly, the school day will add a financial burden onto parents. Many parents rely on after-school programs, but longer school hours will mean that they have to pay for additional childcare, transportation, or other services. Due to the fact that some parents rely on older siblings to take care of younger siblings or elderly family members, pick them up from school, cook, clean, and assist with homework or other activities, along with chores or homework of their own. This will be an unnecessary strain on families, particularly those who are already struggling financially. In conclusion, while the government's plan may seem well-intentioned, it overlooks the broader consequences on students, staff, and families. I strongly agree with my partner when we say that the government must consider all aspects before pushing forward with such a significant change. Thank you.
Thank you, Sende. That was Sende Monroe, the second speaker from the opposing team this evening, the Trinity Academy, presenting his argument in a time of 2 minutes and 41 seconds. Please give both of our teams a round of applause for the efforts made in the prepared presentation. The rebuttals are up next. Please stay with us, and when we come back, you will hear from our rebuttal speakers.
Driven by you, we're better every day. Driven by you, together a brighter way. Caribbean Union Bank, you matter to us. Caribbean Union Bank, our people, our purpose. Every day at Caribbean Union Bank, we are committed to creating the kinds of products and services that you want and need. We are not just a bank. We are your partner on your journey to financial freedom and success. Because we are driven by you. Driven by you, we're better every day. Driven by you, together a brighter way.
Welcome back to this, our 7th encounter in round 1 of the 2025 Caribbean Union Bank Intersecondary School Debate Series. In this evening's encounter, we have the Pierce Secondary School and the Trinity Academy meeting to debate the moot. The government's plan to extend the school day will be more beneficial than harmful to students in Antigua and Barbuda. We just completed our prepared presentations, and we are now ready to enter our rebuttal phase, where speakers will challenge and critique the arguments put forth by their opponents. I urge each rebuttal speaker to critically analyze and refute the opposing arguments while upholding respect for their opponent. The opposition side, the Trinity Academy, will open this segment, and then we will hear from the proposing team, the Pierce Secondary School. Each rebuttal speaker has 3 minutes to present their arguments. The bell will chime once at the 2-minute mark and twice when the 3 minutes would have expired. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming to the podium the rebuttal speaker from Trinity Academy, Miss Diaja Peters.
Good afternoon once again. The first speaker on the proposing side stated that this will improve the academic performance of students within Antigua and Barbuda. However, my partner and I conducted a survey in which we asked students and teachers if they believe that this will benefit struggling students. 75% of the teachers in the survey disagreed with this statement. They stated that this will lead to students getting more frustrated. Additionally, overloading students with information can lead to them retaining less information. Moreover, she also stated that this will allow students to participate in more extracurricular activities. However, how many extracurricular activities does your school offer? Because mine doesn't offer a lot. I'm sure there are more opportunities outside of school than there are inside. Additionally, she said that this will decrease the amount of delinquency in Antigua. But there's no link between teenage delinquency and school hours. Also, don't you think that more peer pressure happens inside of schools than outside of schools? This can, in fact, my apologies. This can, in fact, increase the amount of fights and violence which is happening inside of schools. The second speaker stated that this will align better with parents' work schedules. But what about single parents? parents who may not have the financial means necessary in order to tend to their young children at home. Many persons say that, oh, you know, it's not the responsibility of the oldest child to help when it comes to taking care of younger children. But parents do need help sometimes. And it is okay for these older siblings to help these parents. 83% of students said that they are concerned with the expansion of school hours. And all the teachers asked in the survey said that they are content with the normal 8 to 1:30 time for school. Additionally, they also said that this may interfere with other things happening outside of school, such as a job or other things they must attend to. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, although my opponents may have stated the positives, they fail to look at the negatives and what can actually happen if we do not take this into serious consideration. Thank you.
Thank you, Diaja. That was Diaja Peters from the Trinity Academy, who is opposing this evening, and she presented rebuttal arguments in a time of 2 minutes and 26 seconds. Now, let's hear from the rebuttal speaker representing the proposing team, the Pierce Secondary School. Kindly welcome Kanique Thwaites.
All protocols previously established, my colleague and I remain unconvinced of the opponent's argument that it is more harmful than beneficial to students in Antigua and Barbuda. The first speaker stated that extending the school day impacts students' mental health, and she stated some examples of her personal life. But my worthy opponent, while conducting my research on the Trinity Academy, your school day starts at 8:25 a.m. and ends at 3 p.m. Since your school time is different from the public secondary schools in Antigua and Barbuda, extending school time impacts mental health issues. Let me say this to you. If it's increasing your mental health, I will believe that you would want to be admitted to the Clearview Hospital in Antigua and Barbuda. Extending the school time does not interfere with extracurricular activities because with extra time in school, in the school day, students will have a set time for sports and other activities. Students won't miss out on opportunities because, as states, there will be additional time for extracurricular and creative opportunities for students to find a new talent. You stated that parents would want help with your younger siblings, but suppose you are having situations at home and being at school helps you get away from those situations. I believe that schools and parents should agree to the extended time anointed. Thank you.
Thank you, Kanique. Please give Kanique a round of applause. Kanique Thwaites presenting rebuttal arguments on behalf of the Pierce Secondary School, and she did so in a time of 2 minutes and 27 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now at the end of this evening's debate, and we await the judge's decision. Who will advance to the next stage? Will it be the Pierce Secondary or the Trinity Academy? Please stay with us and you will find out after we would have heard from our sponsor, Caribbean Union Bank.
Driven by you, we're better every every day. Driven by you, together a brighter way. Caribbean Union Bank, you matter to us. Caribbean Union Bank, our people, our purpose. Every day at Caribbean Union Bank, we are committed to creating the kinds of products and services that you want and need. We are not just a bank. We are your partner on your journey to financial freedom and success. Because we are driven by you. Driven by you, we're better every day. Driven by you, together a brighter way.
Good evening, and thank you for staying with us. This is our final encounter in round one of the Caribbean Union Bank Intersecondary School Debate Series. In this evening's encounter, you saw two schools, the Pierce Secondary and the Trinity Academy, debating the moot: the government's plan to extend the school day will be more beneficial than harmful to students in Antigua and Barbuda. Now it is time for the judge's decision. I invite to the podium Mr. Gavin Emmanuel, who will present the judge's report and announce the winner of this evening's encounter. Please welcome him.
Good evening. This evening's moot was an interesting one, and we thought that it afforded both teams lots of ground for exploration. Before we get into the scores, we'd just like to offer a few comments and some guidance to the teams and to the trainers. The judges noted this evening that while the topic offered good ground for exploration, there was a lack of definition on the part of both teams. In any debate encounter, it's extremely important the way you define the moot. For example, in this moot, it speaks about whether or not a particular plan is beneficial or harmful. How does one define a benefit? How does one define a harm? Because your definition of those two terms, which we felt were key to this debate, would determine your approach to the moot. And so that was lacking for the most part with both teams. We also found that while there was some attempt made at outlining the topic, outlining the moot, so what each speaker was going to tackle, we generally found that this outline was not as clear-cut as it ought to have been. And so it created a bit of confusion, particularly when the second speakers started to speak. You had to be very keen to follow exactly what points are going to be tackled. Now, do remember, a part of the scoring system is whether or not the outlined structure of the argument was followed, because that is an element of teamwork. We also found that there was the use of too many personal anecdotes. Now, while personal anecdotes do have a place in debates, a debate should not be based solely on just your personal experience. This particular topic, for example, offered the opportunity to explore, for example, what was happening or what is happening outside of the region, and to transpose some of those lessons within the region. So, for example, you have in Europe, for example, in Finland, where the school day has been shortened significantly, and they've also eliminated homework. How does that impact on students' performance? And so research from that could have been brought to bear into this debate. How can we learn lessons from their experiences? So we found that that was one particular area that was not sufficiently explored. We also find that the sources that were used, while the sources generally helped to support the moot, we felt again there was fruitful ground for the exploration of more sources. So, for example, we are looking at the plan to extend the school day. And while Trinity Academy, in the rebuttal, dealt with primary research in terms of students and their feelings, teachers, their feelings on the matter, we felt that that could have been a more integral part of the overall mood in the prepared presentations. So while it came out in the rebuttal, we felt more could have been made of it in the prepared scripts themselves. Also, make better use of your time. Try not to rush. We found that there was a heavy reliance on the scripts, and at some points, some speakers were actually rushing along with their scripts. Pace yourself properly, and it's always better to get 3 solid points, well articulated points, rather than trying to cram in 5 points and then you don't really explore them as you should. Finally, please pay attention to the rebuttals. Rebuttals are the crux of a debate. While prepared scripts will demonstrate your ability to research and to articulate a prepared presentation, it is in the rebuttal that we really separate the good debater from the not so good debater. And so with those few words, I'd like to now turn to the scores. The judges found this evening that the better speaker for the proposition was Miss Kenique Thwaites. The better speaker for the opposition was Elijah Peters. And for the scores, the Pierce Secondary scored an average of 65.2 points, while the Trinity Academy scored an average of 51.3 points. The winners of tonight's debate, therefore, is the Pierce Secondary School. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Emmanuel, for your detailed presentation and for officially announcing the winner of this evening's encounter. And please join me in extending our profound appreciation to our panel this evening for their dedication, commitment, and professionalism in adjudicating this evening's encounter. Please give them a round of applause. And I wish to join with the judges in congratulating the better speaker on the side of the proposition, Ms. Kenique Thwaites, and the better speaker on the side of the opposition, Ms. Elijah Peters. And congratulations to Ms. Thwaites for being adjudged the best overall debater for this evening's encounter. And congratulations to the Pierce Secondary School for taking the final place in round 2. So our round 2 matches are set, and we are ready to begin our round 2 encounters. But we will now hear from our debaters, and we begin with the Trinity Academy, and I invite Elijah Peters to come forward to offer final remarks.
Good evening. I would like to thank the judges for their time and dedication to listening to us. I would like to thank Ms. Moderator for guiding us through this program. I would also like to thank my trainer who has devoted his time to helping prepare us to be the best possible persons we can be in this debate. I'd also like to thank my partner for his significant time and contribution to our speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Deidre, and I just want to impress upon you that this is not the end. There are many opportunities ahead for you. Just use this opportunity as a learning experience as you go forward. I will now ask Ms. Shade Edwin to come forward to offer remarks on behalf of the Pierce Secondary School.
First, we say thanks to God for bringing us all here. Also, thanks to our teacher and fellow students of Pierce Secondary School for your support. We would like to thank our worthy opponents for their contributions to the topic. However, we stand firm on the point that the government's plan to extend the school day will be more beneficial than harmful to students in Antigua and Barbuda, as this investment will better equip students academically, socially, and professionally, improving our human capital. Moreover, we would like to sincerely apologize for anything we said that would have offended you. And with that being said, congratulations to Pierce School, but it's also important to know that we'll win some and we lose some, so no hard feelings, and we still think that you guys did very, very well.
Thank you, Shade. Very gracious of her. Please give both teams a round of applause. And I wish to say thank you to you, our listening and viewing audiences, for being with us this evening. Before we conclude, let's take a moment to appreciate the importance of debate. Debate is not just about winning arguments. It's about fostering critical thinking, developing confidence, and cultivating respect for diverse perspectives. It challenges us to question, to reason, and to articulate our beliefs with clarity and conviction. Join us next week when we will begin our round 2 encounters. In the first encounter, the defending champions, the Novel Richards Academy, will meet St. Mary's Secondary School, debating the moot. The age of consent in Antigua and Barbuda should be raised to match the voting age. Until then, I have been your moderator, Alicia Knowles. Thank you for being a part of this evening's debate. Do have a wonderful evening and God bless.